Welcome to level 2. This is level 2 of breaking the vicious cycle of unforgiveness. If you haven't watched level 1, go back to our YouTube channel. Level 1 is there, but this is level 2. And in level 2, we're going to be looking at 3 very important things. Unforgiveness is vicious, it's a cycle. You want to break it. You don't want to pass that to the next generation. And we've done the first level. This is the second level. Now, what I want you to know here is healing is a very crucial work. I think a lot of people don't recognize that the second level is healing. Healing is a crucial work that you must allow yourself to do on yourself. It's not just something that's just going to go by. It is an intentional work that you have to do on yourself. And now, this is one of the devil's greatest tricks. The devil's greatest trick is he doesn't want you to be vulnerable, but he wants to be having an inner dialogue with you. You and I know what inner dialogues are. You know what you think about yourself and say about yourself all alone in your head. And I'll tell you, it's not about what people say about you. It's what you saying to yourself when you are all alone, when you are lying on that bed, when you are in that bathroom, when you are having that shower. The things you tell yourself is really what is killing you, not what people are saying. And when you go out there, you are reflecting the things you tell yourself in private. And this is what the devil wants to keep. The devil wants to keep an inner dialogue with you about that particular hurt that someone has hurt you. And he doesn't want you to be vulnerable. Now, there are 3 things that you have to do in level 2. And level 2 is healing. Number 1 is the truth. And I will expand on that a little bit. Number 2 is pain. And number 3 is vulnerability. These 3 things combined is what brings you healing. Now, the truth. The first step towards healing is to acknowledge that you are wounded in the first place. Know that this is not a weakness as others may take it. Rather, it is strength rising from within. Knowing the truth, that is the first step. And it's acknowledging that you are truly wounded. And this is very important. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge that they were truly wounded. Instead, they will say, oh, I caused it. It was all my fault. Acknowledge that you were truly wounded. And the acknowledgement that you are truly wounded is not a weakness. It's actually strength rising. It's you rising up for yourself. It's you standing for yourself. It's you just about that point trying to say, enough is enough. I can't continue to afflict myself with someone's action. So that truth, knowing that I am wounded, and a lot of people don't want to attest that they are wounded. A lot of people don't want to agree. Let me tell you something. All those nice looking people you see out there, we all have our story. I always say this one, human beings are very messy. We cover the messes. We put on stuff to cover the messes, but we are messy. And we need to acknowledge that we've been wounded. People have wounded us. We have wounded other people. That's very important. So acknowledgement of the fact that I am wounded is very important. It's like, imagine having a broken bone. Some people, you have a broken bone and you are pretending like you are not in pain. When you start to walk, people will know that something is wrong. That's what it is like. So you focus on healing yourself. Now, this is the big one, pain. The effect of wounds is equals to pain. The pain has affected you and your behavior towards others. Unforgiveness will affect your life. It's painful. You are wounded. It's affecting you. It's affecting your self-image. It's affecting what you think about yourself. It's affecting how you feel. Not only that, it's affecting other people. It's like, again, going to that place. A broken bone changes your physical. If your bones are broken, if you have a broken leg, it's going to change the way you walk physically. In the same way, people who are carrying unforgiveness, it changes everything. It changes their behavior. Unforgiveness changes your behavior. Unforgiveness changes the way you see people, the way you look at people. It's like everybody sometimes can be looked at as the problem. So that's what unforgiveness does. And this is why you need that pain if you want to be healed. I said earlier, there's no healing without pain. Even people that we give anesthetics, it's just for the moment. The pain will come. They just give it to you so that when they cut you, you don't feel the pain. But after everything, they've closed everything, you go lie down on that bed, the pain will definitely come. So there is no way you're going to be healed without going through the pain. The pain is actually exposing the depth of what was done to you. There's no better way I can say this, but you need to endure the pain for you to be healed. Pain comes before healing. Vulnerability. This is the big one. This is the big one. Way out of pain is vulnerability. Share your pain with pain partners. I like this, sharing your pain with pain partners. I had a pain partner. I had someone in my life that was willing to listen to my story, that was willing to point me in places where I am taking responsibility of what I am not supposed to be taking responsibility. I needed someone to point me in those areas. Listen, that's not your fault. Because when you are broken, you think everything is your fault. Particularly broken as a child. When you are broken, when you are traumatized as a child, everything becomes your fault. Because children, they don't know they cannot rationalize. It's either white or blue. It's either white or black. If it is not their fault, then it's someone's fault. But in most of the cases, they think it's their fault. They think they did it. This is why kids, something happened, they go crying. They're thinking that I've done something wrong. And when you are traumatized as a child, you always will end up blaming yourself, and you grow up in that. So vulnerability is very, very important. Why you want to be vulnerable? You can't go for operation and you say, I don't want to be vulnerable. You can't do that. For the doctor to be able to work on you, you have to be vulnerable. And I believe sometimes that's why they really dose you off, because the things that happen there, they are very messy things. You have to be vulnerable. You have to have someone in your life that you can share everything with. Even that sharing aspect is very powerful. Confess ye to one another out of thy confession that were made whole. It's out of you sharing that really the biggest part in your healing is actually you sharing, you being vulnerable. Listen, the very counselor you're talking to is having his or her own messes. Everybody is messed up. You have it, I have it. Everyone got some mess in their life. What are you hiding? Find someone that you can open up with. Find someone you can be vulnerable. I love the word pain partner. Jesus, in all his power and splendor, he had his pain partners. There was a time he came down from the mountain. He met his friends, his disciples, and he said to them, I'm going through pain. I'm going through excruciating pain. Wake up, pray with me, tarry with me. If he can do that, you can do it. You need that vulnerability. And as I said earlier, it's the trick of the devil. The devil wants you to live a fake life, not a real life. And if he can keep that inner dialogue, always condemning you, making you feel you are nothing, making you feel it's your fault, that happened to you because it's your fault. Imagine someone sexually abusing you, and then that becomes your fault. It's your fault. You are the one who caused it. You are the one because of the way you were dressed, because of the way you spoke, because of you entered the room the wrong time. I mean, how can you blame yourself? But the only way you can escape this is being vulnerable. Now, the summary to level 2 is the truth. You are wounded. That's the truth. Pain, it hurts. That's the truth. Vulnerability, you need to open up. That's the truth. Now, that's level 2 of breaking the vicious cycle of unforgiveness. If you have not watched level 1, go back on our YouTube channel. You watch level 1. Level 3 will be posted on our YouTube channel. I told you there are 5 levels. Level 3 will be posted on our YouTube channel. And listen, as I said earlier, you need a pain partner. You need someone to share. If you feel that, okay, I understand this, it's in my head, but I don't know what to do, reach out, book a session with us. We can help you.